I want you to listen closely to this message. Young kings, modern world is full of manipulation and traps waiting around in every corner to steal your masculinity. The Matrix is controlling your mind. If you try to be vocal about it, they attack you with all their resources and cancel you from social medias. Men are being groomed into accepting weakness. The Matrix is brainwashing men to be more feminine. I'd like you to listen to my message with utmost attention. Although I have blamed the elites for brainwashing you to be feminine, to be honest, they wouldn't have any power over you unless you voluntarily chose to obey and comply blindly, or perhaps foolishly. Young kings, strength is the virtue you must pursue, whether it be in your professional, financial, or romantic life. If you are listening to this, it means you naturally have the desire to feel dominant, strong, and powerful because that is who you are. Every man craves a strong feeling of purpose. Many of us lack it because we participate in activities that prevent us from becoming the strong men we were meant to be. Men nowadays complain and whine about everything, spend a lot of money on drugs and porn, and even apologize to others for things that don't justify it. If you want to escape these manipulations of the elites and finally become a strong, masculine force capable of leading a revolution to embrace masculinity, you must recognize the habits that make you weak and feminine. With that said, let's look at 7 habits that make men weak. Number 1. You are weak. Physically and mentally. Physical and mental strengths are interconnected. A strong mind cannot reside in a weaker body. Young kings, you must become stronger. You must become strong enough to look at other men's eyes as if you don't feel inferior. It takes time to possess a stronger body, but the hard work is worth it. If you work out regularly for a year or 2, it is impossible for you to not be strong. There's no alternative to working out or exercise. This must be a constant part of your life without any question. Young kings, there's nothing in this universe that gives you ultimate satisfaction and endless confidence other than looking at the raw beauty of your masculine body in the mirror when you are in shape. You will build a stone mind in the process as well. You can endure more pain and suffering. Increased confidence will portray in your body language. There's no point learning shortcut body language tricks as it is a futile effort and a cheap fix. You must approach and fix the core foundations first by working out consistently. Number 2. Wasting your 20s. We are all aware of wasting our most valuable youth. Still, we waste it by playing video games, watching porn, and partying. Your 20s and even 30s to some extent are what you call the golden days. These are the days when you ought to build the foundations. Young kings, observe closely what you do daily and what activities you are currently enjoying. It must be hard to admit that you are addicted to video games or something else, but that's the hard reality. You must admit it before you can fix it. Know that it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. To reach the upper echelon of excellence, you must sacrifice something. This is the time you build your foundation and financial freedom for the coming years. Young kings, if you are listening to this, that means you are someone who thinks differently and who has a growth mindset. You are already ahead of the bunch. Trust me, it is so easy to be the top 1% nowadays because there is literally zero competition. Look around, everyone is so weak and distracted. Social media, society, the Matrix, everything is designed to make you weak. So, if you think differently, no one can stop you to reach excellence in life. You may not understand it now, but as you mature and grow older, you will thank yourself for not getting distracted. Number 3. Being lazy and unproductive with your time. Young kings, I know it sounds obvious, but listen closely. I want you to track your time precisely and without excuse for a week. Just try it. You will be shocked knowing how much time you waste. It's probably 6 to 10 hours per day. What time do you go to bed, and what time do you wake up? How is your day structured? What do you do when you get back from work? These are all questions you need to take seriously. As a man who wants to push himself to success in each area, you need to carefully craft your day. Nothing worthwhile comes accidentally. You must plan out your life. Identify the types of people you are hanging around with, the type of content you are consuming. If you don't have these right type of thoughts in your mind, then you will be stuck forever. Imagine learning something valuable during this wasted time. How much better would your life be? How much will your earning increase? Young kings, always remember, laziness only has a chance against weak men. Why? Because a man of high value quickly learns to spot it and correct it. Always be conscious of laziness and fight it off as soon as possible. Weakness is the virtue of modern society. We must embrace masculinity and reject modernity. Number 4. Submitting to societal rules and laws too easily. Young kings, do you want to know the difference between a coward and a high-value man? Even if a coward knows what society is saying is completely incorrect, the coward will always stand with the majority. Worse, the coward expects the high-value man to likewise surrender to these wicked and pointless laws and regulations. A high-value man inspects and assesses everything before following it. He is always prepared to bend the law to protect his moral values. Never break the law, but always question the validity and be prepared to bend the law if you don't believe it. In modern world, we have been misled into believing that you should not judge or do something based on your conscience. It has gone so out of hand that you are now only a mere puppet for the elites who expect you to adhere to all of their goals and rules blindly. Remember, young kings, there is nothing wrong with obeying, but only obey what is consistent with your purpose. Ask yourself, is it possible that you are easily intimidated? Do you make an effort to please everyone? Some men find it quite difficult to learn how to say no, but if you act on the truth for the first time, you'll realize that the world does not revolve around you. In short, be careful who you are obeying. Number 5. Failure to take responsibility. Maintain your responsibilities with dignity. I shall proudly carry out my obligations since they are what turns a boy to a man. The day you choose to avoid your obligations is the day you choose to abandon masculinity entirely. Young kings, I want you to memorize this quote by heart. A man must live by his word. If you decide to take on responsibility and don't deliver, you risk destroying your self-confidence. Don't destroy your masculine identity like this, and always be ready to accept any and all responsibility. Remember, the price of greatness is responsibility. Number 6. Fear of failure. This is a difficult one in today's world, since most men always pick comfort over progress. Growth is frequently unpleasant and follows failure. There's the well-known case of the man who goes diamond digging. He has no idea how far below the surface the diamond is, but he keeps digging. At first, every time he digs, he simply finds more dirt. He delves deeper and deeper, but after a few hours or perhaps days, he obtains what he wants. Remember, young kings, that failure is not the end of the world. If that's your mindset, success will follow. If you try hard enough, you will get it. The universe is ruled by those who try hard enough. You will never be successful at anything unless you fail countless times. Anything worthwhile requires the lesson from failures. Young kings, no matter how darker the night, the dawn will follow. Number 7. Accountability. We must take accountability for the consequences of our actions. We are frequently trained as children to feel ashamed of our mistakes, as if the world required perfection and nothing else. to please the people around us. Some of us felt like justifying our failures by blaming it on others, which then became a flaw in our masculinity. You may have said something like, "Oh, it's not my responsibility," or "this person is to blame." These are losers thinking. Remember, it is a weak man who blames his failures on the strength of others. Young kings, we must support each other and be strong together. There must be a revolution to protect masculinity and against mediocrity. Dreams exist for us to conquer, not to ignore. Comment any questions or requests you have. I will read and respond to each one of your queries personally. If you want to reach excellence in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Until next time.